Hello.
Hello.
Rawr. Ooh, what's back there?
No, I don't want you to pull the stuff down. Bring all the stuff crashing down on you.
Someone else will say that you're touching my butt. Hi. Oh, that's a cushion.
How's everyone doing?
Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. Cinco. So it's been hot.
Yes, very hot.
It's like 120 degrees.
Yeah, Phoenix, midsummer. We're right at summer solstice. Oh my god. You could barely go outside. People's cars have been catching fire.
They actually have, we're not lying.
Yeah.
That sounds like a bad joke from us.
I know. But
so,
no, when it gets hot here, it gets hot here. Mm-hmm. So, I'm paranoid to drive down the street.
If you do an elemental magic, keep your fire element the hell out of here.
Yes, which we learned the hard way. I've lived here for a long time, and usually around this time of year, I rarely do candle work. Mm-hmm. So, today's video, what is the topic?
Which is in heat.
Exactly.
Or in the heat.
Mm-hmm. Which is in the heat.
And heat sounds
really
funny.
So, what kind of stuff can you do magically
when it's hot?
Yes, because candles raise the temperature.
Everyone goes to candles though too. I mean, we're bad at it too.
Yeah.
It's this. How did you word it the other night?
I can't remember.
I think it was something that you were saying, like, it's so easy to do, it's such a time saver that we all just kind of rely on it.
Yes.
What happens if you ain't got no candles?
Or it's too hot to light candles.
Yeah, like over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is where your skill set comes into play. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ooh. Keep talking. I'm gonna grab props.
Yeah. And what we learned too is that by doing like a ritual circle, it kind of like entraps. It gets hotter when we've done magic circles.
She's asleep. We're gonna use her. She's asleep.
Okay. But yeah, it ends up getting really uber hot in here, and we're in a robe ritual, and next thing you know, we're skyclad. Because of how hot it gets.
Should we talk about this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So some good alternatives to doing candle magic are using herbs. Doing herbal magic, making magic talismans.
Making baths. What better way to cool off than using a bath?
Yeah, and don't underestimate spiritual baths. They can help out a lot.
I notice people do that a lot.
Yeah. So, like, if you're looking for money drawing and you don't want to do the candle work or do any candle work with it, you can always just get. Where are you going?
I'm having this.
Oh,
another example.
Okay.
Come on, we're getting creative here.
Okay.
Continue.
You could also just do a money drawing bath. Get your bathroom ready. Light candles if you want to. Tea lights are fine, little tiny ones, so that it doesn't get too warm.
Floaty candles are cute.
Floating candles. Mm-hmm. Dress them as you would a normal candle.
But then again, we're trying to get away from using candles. Right?
Yeah. So, but doing a spiritual bath helps out a lot. Carrying little sachets or sachets. I keep hearing them different pronunciations. Sachet away. Exactly.
There you go.
Little charm bags full of herbs, talismans, mojo bags. Hey Mojo, the cat. Don't put my cat in the bag.
Cat's out of the bag.
Right.
Okay. You can also use magic powders. Mm-hmm. These we make ourselves. This is money drawing.
Mm-hmm. Dress yourself with it. Blow some at the front door. Sprinkle some in your wallet or your shoes.
Yeah, I like to wear it in my shoes when I go to work. So you could do that. You could also blow it at people if you want to instill that blessing, or...
Yeah, but you're not going to run up to your target for a love spell and blow it directly in their face.
If you're there, put it in their car.
Yeah.
Put it on them like a pat on the back.
Dust yourself lightly with it.
Yeah. The stuff, if you have it fall on your shirt or something and you're wearing black, it's going to look like you're a cokehead.
Yeah, no cokes.
Pepsi. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we talked about that. You can sprinkle it around an area that you want to influence. Mm-hmm. You can throw it on people's property, their cars. This is a lot easier to do than breaking jars on them. Yeah,
and what I like to do with money drawing powder is I sprinkle it at the door while I say a little prayer or a chant to manifest what I am wanting to happen. So the next is you can mix herbs. So it's time to break out your
pestle and mortar.
Which is a good way to do magic. Making magic powders, again, you don't have to, you can carry them in bags. I know repetitive, but, it's easy.
But you gotta love your mortar and pestle.
Yes, we have 2 that we use for magic. This is one of them. And the other one is a stone set, but it's on the other side of the room.
So I already got up, so.
Yeah, I'm too lazy to get up right now.
And then, I'll talk about this one and then you can talk about this one.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
Another one that I like doing, and this was consecrated a few years back, was creating a magic talisman. This was a planetary talisman that was created for the planet Venus. I took the planetary symbol from
from your friends at Odell Brew.
one of the planetary magic stuff, the talismanic figures. Sorry, tongue-tied. And then it's put on there, and usually it's described as a woman bearing her chest, carrying an apple on one side and a comb on the other. So it's been deconsecrated. It ran out of juice a while back, but I did make it out of copper. So what I did was I got some copper foil, or the copper sheets from the craft store, cut it into the proper shape. Since it's for Venus, it has 7 sides. And then the easiest method I could do was I made a photocopy of the image and I glued it on. And then with the petition, I just wrote it in green paint pen, colors that represent, and then I just charged it up.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorites, creating magical servitors.
Dolls.
Yeah, I like dollies. This one, I put her to sleep. She has to get fed in a while. But we got her at a used bookstore because she was really cute.
Yeah, we have a lot of witchy stuff around the house, obviously.
This one's really cute though. She's nice, she's fun. She's actually charged, but I put her to bed because she did her task and she needs to be fed. So these can work like a familiar. It's basically, like you said, a servitor.
Mm-hmm. You said servitor.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay.
So it's a servitor. You can look at it like a familiar. You have to feed it. Mm-hmm. And you can charge them, make them according to your task. I use this because I liked the appearance for what the task was. And yeah, once you start to build up better connections with your dolls, servitors, egregore, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same thing almost. You'll be able to communicate a little bit more effectively. They'll understand what you're telling them to do more effectively as well. And you don't need candles burning. You just basically have to wake it up, put it to sleep, feed it as necessary.
Mm-hmm. Consecration can be just about any way that you're wanting.
As elaborate as you want, as simple as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Creating servitors takes us like not even 2 minutes.
Yeah, it takes some practice. You get the rhythm. A really good example that I like is found in A Witch's Bible by Janet and Stuart Farrar. It's the painting that they're talking about. So if you have read that book, they give hints about it and how to do it and stuff like that. Some books that you'll find out there on how to create servitors, they're okay, and I've tried the rituals.
They overdo it.
Yeah, for me it doesn't really work too well.
They try to disenchant you, so that way it's kind of harder for you to do.
Yeah.
And they mix up the steps.
Mm-hmm.
A good one that I augmented my first few times attempting it was Utterly Wicked by Dorothy Morrison. I'm not going to say the exact section, but it should be obvious.
Mm-hmm. So other things that can be done around when it's too hot to do any type of candle magic is using your ritual tools. Mm-hmm. Like your athame, your pentacle, your wand, your besom.
You got it. You might as well use it.
Exactly.
This is my personal blackthorn cane. Got yours.
I have mine here.
Also, some people I know call them shillelaghs.
I could never knew how to read that when I first saw it. I was like, shigangis, what?
Shillelagh?
Yeah.
That's a shillelagh.
Yeah.
Shalaglog. Yeah, no. Use your vowels, use your words. Look up word of origin.
Mm-hmm. And Google Pronunciator, good place to go. Other things that I like to do when it gets too hot. Dry herbs.
Yes.
It's been so hot here, I just put a bunch of herbs out on cookie sheets, and it's been dried in a couple of days, and yay, we're restocking certain things.
Clean out your candle holders covered in wax. You can sit them outside here. I don't know about where you live, but...
Yeah, here you can put them outside.
Like, not even 20 minutes and you're good. Mm-hmm. Especially the metal ones.
Yeah. Be careful when you pick them up, though.
They get hot. If you didn't figure that out.
Mm-hmm. Other types of stuff that I like to do when it gets too hot is I'll just do a lot of sigils. You know, because it doesn't take much to.
Especially if you get angry and hot in traffic.
Yeah.
Because I got leather seats.
He does.
Your back gets wet.
And you burn your butt, literally.
Perfect to put it like on the visor when you get in.
So, meditation is a good time.
Path working.
Guided visualizations, creative visualizations, and doing a spirit board. Or what was it called? No, treasure map.
Yeah, vision board.
Yeah, vision board.
Treasure map. I like that though.
I've heard
that.
it called
I like
treasure
that
maps.
though. I'm not making fun of you. I like that.
Yeah.
I have one over there, but it's very obscene that I can't put it on YouTube. Just so you know. The other things you can do is, because this, that's how you can go about getting good information on spells, depending on if you're not clairaudio or clairvoyant, but you're able to have some form of mediumship.
Spirit boards. Really good. We just watched The Conjuring 2.
Oh, that movie was so funny.
Yeah. So be careful when you're using a Ouija board. Don't call in something that you don't know how to get rid of.
And don't just be like generic, like, hey, anyone there? Like,
And there's a lot of myths about it. You got to say a certain chant, or you got to say this or that, and a lot of that's because of pop culture.
you can use pop culture magic. We've talked about that before in our some of our other videos. Like, one of my favorite ones was from the movie Ouija, because it's super easy to remember. And it was like, as friends we've gathered, hearts are true, spirits near we call to you. There you go.
Yep, that's a good way.
I thought that was a cockroach or something. It was a feather. I was like, ew.
Cord magic, oftentimes overlooked.
There is some core. You could use yarn. There you go.
As I pull everything up behind me. Yarn. Make poppets.
Ta-da. Oh, there's actually one. Oh, you're drawing candles.
Yes.
Right
Do as I say,
here.
not as I do. There's a little yarn dolly that we made.
God, there's a lot of dark colors. Okay. Ta-da! This is one that I like to make. It's super easy, faster than stitching.
You don't have to use yarn. I've used silk and string.
You can use twine.
I like the look of twine. It's very rustic.
And you don't know where your twine is, do you? Is that the nylon thread?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need that later.
You can use nylon cord. You can
Is
use
this gonna
wool.
fit my needle?
No, it won't. The other cord that I have is somewhere over here. It's a different one. Other things that I like to do with sigil with Badal is using fluid condensers. There's different ways to make fluid condensers.
Usually they involve liquor,
Yep, alcohol, stuff like that.
because it's a preserver.
A friend of mine made these years ago, and I hardly used them because I got some sentimental value attached to these. He passed away. He made these and he didn't really know how to use them. He said that he had a book that showed methods on how to use them, but he never really got into it. And I'll do them once in a while, not too often. Whoops.
Why are you breaking now?
Oh, glass plate. Different condensers. This is earth. And he made it with cedar patchouli, witch hazel. It smells like whiskey.
Probably.
I think they all do smell like whiskey.
Okay, yeah, so they don't smell nice. They smell like formaldehyde and whiskey.
Yeah, this one's a fire condenser,
This one's with air.
and this one's water.
Air, fire, water.
And usually the way that you use these, you don't use them to dress your candles because they are
You will set your ass on
extremely
fire.
flammable. Yes. What I've done in the past, and I've seen other people do, is I've put them on elemental talismans to dress the outsides of the, especially if I'm using parchment or construction paper. I'll just get a paintbrush and just paint my paper with it, and then let it dry, and then I'll draw the talisman on there and then charge it up. Other methods are...
You do honey jars, because if instead of heating it up with candles, what you can do is get it and you can roll it like so. While you're doing your chant, visualizing what you want. How convenient.
Yeah. Wearing magic oils. you don't just have to be used on candles. You can go ahead and just put a few drops in your hand of oil that you're wanting to use, rub your hands together, focus on the visualization, say a little chant and prayer, and dress yourself with it. How do you dress yourself? There's going to be different methods. So some people say that you dress yourself in a triangle going down, do your feet, the top of your head. Other people say it's the shoulders and then the bottom of your solar plexus area, or no, not your solar plexus, your root chakra. Depending on the oil that you're using, be very careful. Especially if you're sensitive to.
Don't do cinnamon. Or black pepper or cayenne essential.
And one of my favorite books for elemental magic is
Earth, Air, Fire, Water.
And Earth Power by Scott Cunningham. He goes into talismans and amulets, and you can find a really very rough draft of different things that you can do. Taking a stone and drawing a rune or a sigil on it, then empowering it and carrying it with you to manifest or attract what it is that you're wanting. Using cords for protection.
Lighting up incense.
While you're saying a chant or a prayer. Wearing essential oils. And he goes into making different tinctures that you can use for magical purposes. I'm one of those who, in some books I've seen where they say just put the herbs in the bag, visualize your intent, and then it'll do the work.
Avocado was
yeah, and the herbs will do all the work. You just got to put them together, and that's it. It gets a little bit more complicated than that from my experience, and I've tried that before, and I've just wasted herbs.
Yeah.
So I know some witches I've known one witch who wanted to work with me who would do that. And he's like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and throw it all together and let the herbs do the work. You kind of got to tell your materium what it's going to do.
It's not just going to read your mind.
Yeah.
It ain't that kind of thing all the time.
Yeah, if it's all about intent, then what you can always try is write down, if you don't have the herbs, write them all down on strips of paper, put them in a little bag and carry it with you.
I like to quote Madonna, the road to hell is paved with good intention.
So,
and not the good hell, just
yeah, be careful what it is that you're fishing for.
With the path working, something that we actually need to do that I said I was going to help you with. If you're wanting to contact spirits or something, create the talisman and look up at it as you're going to bed. Leave it over you. Put it under your pillow. Yeah.
Yeah, what I like to do too is magic with scrying mirrors. So you can actually do magic mirrors can be used for more than just scrying. They're in the other room. But what I've done in the past is I've taken my scrying mirror, set it in front of me, and using a black china marker, it's like a wax pen, or using a erasable Sharpie, not a Sharpie but an erasable marker, and then just draw the sigil onto the scrying mirror surface.
Try erase marker.
Yes, thank you. And I'll just sit there and I'll focus on it, stare at it, and after a while it starts to flash and everything, until you start to get all and then consider it launched after that.
Yes. Really, it's endless, but I'm trying to think of something else.
Yeah, like with spiritual baths and herbal baths, you can always just make it into a pot, or make it in a pot. Make it like a regular pot of tea and let it cool down and sprinkle it around your home to get the desired effects, especially for attraction and protection, stuff like that.
Tarot spells.
Yes, I used to do a lot of work with tarot spells. Those are always fun and quick and easy to do. You can add a candle to it. You don't have to add a candle to it. Some people will carry tarot cards as talismans. I don't like to use that method in case I want to use that card, and usually when I carry talismans with me, they get damaged and everything like that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm you can do, some people I know will draw as a form of conjuring or casting, because they're focusing their will on that, and it's like launching a sigil, just drawing a picture, focusing on what you want to do. Some people will use makeup as a form of enchantment. Charging up their makeup for certain things, like if it's a love spell, if it's a money spell, compelling, things like that.
In the Puritan days too, it was frowned upon for women to wear makeup because it was thought that they'd be enchanting men with fascination and everything like that. So empower your makeup.
Do it on the full moon. Call to the lady. Call to Venus. Aphrodite.
All them fun ones.
Lilith.
So, yeah, there's a bunch of
Work with other elements.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, candle magic is amazing. Don't get us wrong. We do it. We rely on it a lot of the time because we're lazy. But you can work with the water element. You can work with the earth element. You can work with the air element.
Yeah, I think it's Eden McCoy in Making Magic.
Modern magic?
No, Making Magic by Eden McCoy. That's that one up there.
Oh, I thought I said modern.
Yeah, she
God
goes
damn
into
it.
some of the elemental stuff, and she has this really fun, interesting love spell where you take 2 handkerchiefs, blue food coloring, a bowl of water, and then you say a chant while you're swirling the 2 handkerchiefs. You consecrate one for you and one for the other person. After so many swirls and so many chants, you take the handkerchiefs out, and then you just wrap them up in red ribbon or shrink. So that's an interesting one that I like doing.
You can use instruments if you're drumming or if you play a flute.
So I know some people that would actually, focus on tarot cards or their sigil, and then they would start drumming and put themselves into that trance using drums, rattles, stuff like that. Using shamanic journeys and journey methods to help manifest your goals.
Something that I'm learning lately. If you have floggers around your house for some reason, you can do cleansings with it. You can go into altered states of consciousness with it, though if you're not experienced with it, please don't do this.
Yes.
That's on you.
Yeah, be careful. You don't want to hurt yourself, especially if it's hot and you're prone to passing out because of the heat. You don't want to get yourself too physically exerted to the point where you're going to pass out.
Or if you don't know how to use the damn flogger.
Yeah.
If you're doing that, start basic. Something that I know that I'm not really big on, but I know I have known people that are like in love with it, is using crystal grids.
Yeah.
I can't vouch for its effectiveness because I don't use them. So
I've taken classes with crystal grids and I've used a couple of them on occasion, but it's just not my thing for some reason. It just never really appealed to me.
With me, I'm just like, that's taking up space. I could put something right there.
Yeah.
I need that spot.
Yeah, but crystal grids, you can stick them underneath tables. Know one woman who will stick them underneath her bed because of how much energy her and her partner run.
You're trying to say something now?
Yeah, we used to have him tied on the corners of the bed because of how much energy you run to.
Yeah, and what happened to them?
There's one over there, and I think the others fell on the other side of the bed.
Yeah, they ran away. They're like, no more, we ate too much.
Yeah.
That's not real. Does that count as a grid? We put them in the 4 posts.
I guess it would, I'm not sure.
We should probably make... I like the old school idea of carving things in the bottom of a chair. Like a talisman or a sigil that way.
Yeah. Or if you want a talisman to affect a specific area, make your talisman and then tape it to the area that you want to have effect.
You have a bad boss? Tape it at the bottom of their desk.
Yes.
And how much time we got?
I don't know. I can't see it.
17 minutes.
Okay, we're about halfway. So, sorry, we're the battery's not really charged all the way, and we decided to do the video. But one of my favorite experiences of doing magic that wasn't just based around candles was doing cord magic. I would focus on what I wanted, tie the knots. Usually I go with the 9, and I go with the classic chant with the knot of 1, the spells be gone, knot of 2, words be true, knot of 3, so shall it be, knot of 4, power and or stuff like that.
By knot of 5, the spell's alive. By knot of 6, the spell's fixed. By knot of 7, the answer is given. By knot of 8, now we fate. By knot of 9, power is mine.
So that's good. What I'll do is I'll make multiple ones, and I'll use like different color ribbons, and then I'll hang them outside. Oh, and I would attach a little bell to it, so when the wind blows, it would chime and everything like that. So.
Kind of like putting up what are they? The blue jugs and trees.
Spirit jars, or spirit trees.
Yep.
Yep. Doing container magic spells too. Like get yourself an empty jar, put some herbs into it, seal it up, consecrate it to manifest what it is that you're wanting, like a witch bottle. But you can do them for love. All your stuff will correspond with what it is that you're working for, and you don't got to use like a big gallon. More is not
Just
always
a little
better.
bit.
It can be the little bottles like this.
Or smaller, like vials.
Yeah, grab them, shake them up, focus on what it is that you're wanting. You don't have to necessarily light a candle on top of it. Some people will blow whiskey on them, cigar smoke, stuff like that, pass them through incense. experiment, and there's a bunch of fun different methods to try with it.
Experiment with working with your familiars if you have them. Put a little bit more faith in them. They can do a lot.
Yes.
If you work with certain spirits, like a classification of them, work on calling them.
Mm-hmm.
That can come in handy.
Yeah, we do a lot of work with spirits on occasion, and we don't light up candles or do everything in full ritual. These are spirits that we've worked with for a long time that we can call on when the need arises. It doesn't have to be like a full-on ritual right then and there.
Yeah, and it's not that you're like worshipping all these spirits. It's being homies with them, basically.
Yeah, allies,
Yeah.
helpers.
I like to call them homies. It sounds a little bit less professional.
Yeah.
Because I get kind of unprofessional when I work with spirits sometimes.
Yeah, I do too.
But it works. And that's the important thing that you want to look for with whatever you're doing is results.
Mm-hmm.
Be results oriented. If it doesn't work, find out why it doesn't work.
Yeah, this is where keeping a magical journal comes in handy.
I'm bad at that.
So am I. In the old school stuff, they are always told, do your work and then forget about it. It's kind of hard to do, especially if you have something that you need manifesting right away. So, write down your ritual, what you did, chants, tools that you used, if you use a circle or not, oils, herbs, whatnot.
It's also important. I mean, you don't have to forget about it, but just don't do. I mean, we're guilty of it too, is worrying about things sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Get over worrying about it. That's where the witch's pyramid comes into play.
Yeah, by
Your will.
and by worrying about it, you can really disempower it, and it disempowers you too, because it shows a lack of faith in your own powers.
Rock hard faith.
Mm-hmm.
And a flair for secrecy.
Yeah. Some people like to do chants. There's a book by Ray Buckland, The Magic of Chantomatics. It's got some good chants in there. I've tried a couple of them just on their own with wonky results, but I won't pull that in with other stuff that I'm doing. So some of it's really interesting and fun to do.
Cunningham's chants are fun. My favorite person's chants, and we're probably going to get flack for it where I am, but just because I like how she writes and her lyrical style is Silver Ravenwolf.
Mm-hmm.
It works really good. It's very catchy. That's what I like about it. It's like a jingle. For like a good neighbor, stay over there.
Yeah. There's one chant that Silver Ravenwolf did. It's either in Cauldron or Broomstick, but it's a protection chant, and I used it a lot. I call the light of golden rays, seek protection, thus I pray. Heavenly forces at our side, angel, sage, and spirit guides. Wolves who walk with cunning skill, come to our aid, come to our will. Blackbird soaring light our path, so we are a victim to no one's wrath. When our journey no success, all those who aid us, God is blessed.
Mm-hmm.
It works good.
I use the fire manifestation spell that she used in Teen Witch, and it works. As long as you know how to tweak some writer's stuff, even if you don't like the writer, if they have good stuff, you can take from it.
Mm-hmm.
Experiment.
It works.
Don't limit yourself.
Yeah, in Teen Witch I did her her truth spell. Do you like me? Do you love me? Stuff like that. But I augment it because in the original it has you bouncing a rubber ball around. It works when you change it up. I used the candle magic and bam, got results. Not necessarily what I wanted to hear, but I got results.
Well, the truth isn't always pretty. Her fire wish spell was from an example that she gave of like a teen espit, and it was as paper gives way to flame, the essence of the word remains. Fire destroy, fire create. Let what's written now be fate. And you can burn petitions, burn sigils, do it that way. When I first started working with etheric magic and just like cloaking spells or visibility spells, if you will. I used her chant in that with basic visualization, and it's grown to where I use it for not just that, but for really anything without using chants, just pure visualization within my auric field. And that one was like picturing yourself going like really transparent, and it was Dragon Fog, Chameleon Sight, Command the Shrouded Sea, I bend the mist that makes the light refract around behind me.
Mm-hmm. So
He's being a light bender. Ooh.
Okay.
Well, work on etheric magic, expand your horizons.
So we'll talk to you soon. Battery's dying. So
Bye.
stay cool.
Totem Broom 2016.